Let's turn this pair of shorts into my new favorite summer set with the leftover fabric from my skirt. Let's get started. We're going to go ahead by cutting out two pieces to be the top of our shirt. One's going to be the inside lining and one's going to be the outside lining. If you want to go ahead and create a pattern for this top, you want to measure the top of your chest where you want the shirt to sit from where you want the shirt to start in the back and to the other side. Then you want to go ahead and measure out the bottom side where you want it to sit there. It will probably be a little bit smaller than the top one, and you want to measure how long from top to bottom it's going to be, and then you can go ahead and cut out your pieces. They should look like two rectangles, but one should be a little bit longer at the top and a little bit shorter at the bottom. Now we're going to sew those two pieces together on the top. Since I'm making the pattern as I'm going, I'm going to go ahead and adjust my sides now. I've more or less fitted it to myself and decided where I wanted it to sit. Nacho approves. Let's keep going. Now we're ready to sew the bottom two pieces together. With the right sides together still, we're going to sew one of the sides all the way together. And then on the second side, we're going to sew it together, leaving a little bit of a hole in the middle so that we can go ahead and turn it right side out. Now we're going to go ahead and tuck in our strings before we turn it inside out. As you turn it inside out, you want to go ahead and make sure your corners look nice on all four of them. Now we're going to tuck the raw edges in where we left the hole, and we're going to go ahead and top stitch starting in that area. I think it's the easiest way to do it. And we're going to top stitch around all four corners of the shirt. Make sure that the part that's going to be the front part, that the lining doesn't stick out through that side. Now we're going to go ahead and fold the pieces over towards the back so that they're not visible when we put the shirt on. We're going to sew it down so that we can later put our strap through there. I just took a random piece of cord that I had and tried it on to make sure it was looking good. Now I'm using that piece to measure how big I want my new cord to be. I'm just going to go ahead and cut out two strips. I'm going to sew them together. I'm just going to go ahead and cut evenly on either side of the seam, and then I'll just cut the seam down the middle. And then I should have two identical pieces that are going to become my new strap. I'm going to grab my two pieces, and I'm going to put them both right sides together, and I'm just going to sew them together. Okay, now I'm just going to trim this edge a little bit. We want the nice inside, or right side on the inside. So I'm going to fold it like this. And we'll just sew along that edge. And then we will turn it inside out. And since it's so small, in order to be able to turn it inside out, I'm going to go ahead and sew this onto the fabric right here. Then we will close it. And then I will be able to pull to be able to turn it inside out. I've got my right sides facing the inside. I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half. And I'm going to sew close along to the line of the shoelace to make my strap. I'm going to change out my presser foot to a zipper presser foot just so I can get nice and close to the edge of that cord, and so that my strap will be the same size all the way throughout. And that's good. And now I've got my long piece of cord for my shirt. Here I've got it sewn down, so I should be able to pull out the other side. This is actually my first time ever trying this, so we'll see how well it works. This is actually not very easy. Unfortunately, this cord trick has been a failure. Maybe it's me, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it out, and I'm gonna do what I've always done, which is with a safety pin. Okay, so my trick with a safety pin is just safety pin, open the safety pin. We're gonna grab some of the fabric that's here at the end and close it. Then I'm just gonna stick the safety pin inside of itself, and I'm gonna take it along like a little fishy. Now we have our cord completely turned right side up. So now I have my top. And I have my cord. I'm just going to feed it through. I still have my safety pin here. And I can try. Now try it on. Okay, essentially the top is finished. That was the cord at the side. And I think that looks pretty good. The last thing we need to do is to finish off the edges of the cords. And then we're done. I'm just gonna go ahead with some kind of tool. I'm using like a little hook. I'm gonna try and stick the ends of the cord into itself, and then I will just give it a few stitches on top so that it won't come up. Raw ends on the inside. Just trying to get a little bit straighter, like a little curve. Looks nice on here, and then I'll just go ahead and top stitch it down a little bit. Give it a nice top stitch. Just give it a few stitches at the end so that it won't come up. And now I'm just going to do the same thing with this side. Alright, now we have the two ends of our cords nicely done, the ends. And our top is ready to wear.